Howdy folks. I got much of a screen here with my face. Welcome to Sunday's edition of Only Linux, where we are going to be taking a second look at Geruda. I did a video last night using Facebook Live. The platform didn't perform nearly as well as YouTube would, so I'm redoing this video and we're going to take a second look at that. I did have to run into some issues with Geruda, so we're going to see if we have the same issues tonight. Okay. Having said that, let's jump into it. Assuming you have VirtualBox installed and you've downloaded the ISO, you can follow along. But just in case you don't, I'm going to go, let's pull this over here. I'll show you where to go. I go to a place called distrowatch.com. That's where I grabbed one of my distros, distrowatch.com. And I come down here to the right. It's got them listed, it's got them ranked. Now this ranking doesn't mean the number one is the best, the number two isn't as good. Pretty much any of these distros could suit you just well. It really depends on your hardware, your machine, your workflow, what you're going to be doing on it. Alright, so anyway, we're going to go down here to Geruda. We're going to click here, then it's going to tell you about Geruda, when their last update was, which was not too long ago. It looks like 8.8. So it was just 6 days ago, it looks like. And you're going to go to here to download it, and you're going to go down here. Let's go to download here, and it's going to give you instructions, recommendations, and you're going to be able to choose which version you want. Geruda KDE Dragonized, Garuda Linux GNOME, and Geruda Cinnamon, Geruda XFCE, and Geruda Mate, Geruda LXQT. Wait for it. You can see there's plenty of choices for you. Whatever one you think looks the sharpest. For this video, we are doing this download the Cinnamon. As you can see, I've already got right here, I've already got it downloaded, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut back over here to my virtual desktop, or my virtual box. Okay, you can pause the video. I'm going to go ahead and create this virtual machine here. It's going to be a new one, and it is Geruda. Geruda, we're going to call it Linux. And Linux pops up down here. It's definitely a type Linux. And it's Arch based, so we're going to go whatever, depending on if we got a 32-bit, 64-bit machine, it'll determine which one you pick. I got a 64-bit, we'll pick that. Okay. And it's saying we need 1,000 gigs, or not 1,000 gigs. 1 gig of memory. That's not a whole lot of memory. We're going to bump that up to 8 gigs of memory. Pause just for a second here. Add something here real quick. Bear with me, please. Pause just for a second here. Alright, moving right along. Create a virtual hard disk now. We're going to do that. And you want to keep this. Just read. If you're not sure, if it's your first experience, read all this stuff so you learn. So you know which best for your situation. I always choose the dynamically allocated here. And it's saying I need at least 8 gigs of space. Isn't that nice compared to Windows? I just love Linux. We're going to give it 50 gigs of space. It certainly does not, no, not 5,000. 50 point. Okay, we're going to create that. And we're going to go to settings here. That's right. I always do the bi-directional drag and drop. And I always I get rid of the floppy. Chances of anyone having a floppy is probably pretty slim these days. I'm going to give it 2 CPUs. And the display, it's wanting at least 16 megabytes of memory. We're going to crank it up. Give it the max that it lets you. Everything else looks okay. And here's where we're going to add the ISO. You're going to go down to the controller ID. And it's empty, right? So we're going to add that over here. Choose a file. And we're going to, of course, put Garuda Linux. Cinnamon in here. Make sure this is ticked. It's usually ticked by default. You don't need to tick serial ports. The USB is ticked. And we could share a folder at this point. We will see what happens. I don't think it works. I don't know if I'm making mistakes. But I've never ever, my entire experience with VirtualBox, I've never been able to share a folder. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so if you know that by watching this video, please leave it in the comments below. Alright, we're going to add that. We're going to mount it. Okay, you could tick off. I don't need any of this stuff. I know the commands, but looks like we're good to go. So we're going to hit OK here. Now it's time to start this machine. Our second look into Geruda. Drag that over here. It was on the other screen here. And here we go. This is the screen you're going to be met with if you put it on a USB or put it in a virtual machine. This is what it's going to boot into. I'm going to hit Control F. That will make it as full screen as it can in this state. Because currently, in this state, it's, of course, it may not have your screen resolution, so it's not going to be full screen. Goes through the installation process here, and you'll see, even with Geruda, with the problems I had last night, getting it on a machine is entirely faster than Windows. Since I did it last night, I bet I can make this installation beat Windows by at least 20 minutes for sure. But here we go. Here's the screen we're met with. Geruda Welcome. It's a great tool. So, great tool. Well, I'm not going to take a look at all this later, but we might get into some of this to install some software or to delete some software. Everything I do in Linux, I always make a file and I write down everything I do, so if I ever come back to that same distro, I've got it written down. All I got to do is copy and paste that instead of typing everything out by hand, which that is one reason why a lot of people don't like or don't switch to Linux, because they're terrified of the terminal. You don't have to use the terminal, but they're just terrified of it. You don't have to use the terminal in Windows, but nobody seems to be terrified of Windows. But anyway, that's probably another video down the road. We're going to go ahead and install this. It's probably not, I don't recommend, unless you're just going to try it out. You could try it out. You could change all these settings, your display, your printer, all that kind of garbage. You could do all that in the live environment to see if you even want to put it on your machine. That's another beauty of Linux. you could actually try it out before you put it on your machine. So if you don't like it, you don't have to put it on there. I'm really amazed that schools does not go to Linux. A, for the security, and B, it's just faster. It's free. They don't have to purchase a license from Microsoft or whatever to install these on multiple machines throughout the district. So it's really, I'm amazed why they don't do that. But anyway, make sure everything's right. Erase disk. I'm going to erase the entire disk, and it's not going to be a swap. Let's make our name Garuda. Garuda's fine. We're going to call it, and we'll just leave it Geruda. Everything's just going to be Geruda. And we're going to make the password very strong and complicated in case someone gets on this VM. They cannot operate it without this strong and complicated password. So we're going to make that 2 letters. Okay. And we're going to click next. Confirm everything's right. Always take a look at this. Don't want to fly through it. I have done that in the past. Been so excited about doing something with Linux and just flown past it and got to 3/4 of the installation is complete, and I realized I forgot to add a desktop environment, or I forgot to enable the network manager. There's certain things. The beauty of this Calamares installer is it does all that stuff for you, so I'm not going to have to pick anything. I'm not sure. I don't remember if this gives any option for extra software during the installation or not. I don't think it does, considering it's not listed here for us to pick. But last night, it's working great today, but you cannot see the mouse. As you can see the mouse going through here all over the screen. Yesterday I had to pretty much guess, like you can see the mouse in here. I had to guess. So maybe I forgot a step. I didn't do a step right, but I didn't have a very good impression of Garuda Linux. I watched a YouTuber in his channels. His name's Troy. He's got a channel called eBus Central. I watch all his stuff. Anytime, I got it set to, I get notifications. Anytime he posts something new, I watch it. So when he did a video on Garuda and said it was his best experience with Linux, that he's had. So of course I'm taking another look at it. This will be my 3rd look. The first look it was a while back. I didn't really give it enough time, but because it just didn't work out of the box maybe for me. Maybe it was just my newness to Linux too, because I tried it quite a while ago, and maybe I just didn't give it enough love or give it enough time to form a better opinion of it. But last night it wasn't very much better. The mouse, I couldn't see what I was doing, so I had to go like this. I had to kind of line it up and go over then and see when it highlighted a letter or highlighted a function like this. I had to wait till it highlighted before I could use it. So it was frustrating. A lot less frustrating today. I got to say, right now, there's no reason to suggest Troy's love for this operating system isn't genuine. Well, it is genuine. He's not going to blow sunshine up nobody's rear. If it sucks, he's going to tell you it sucks. If it's awesome, he's going to tell you it's awesome. If it's something that he doesn't recommend for a new user, he'll tell you. He's pretty direct and pretty forward, which is what you need. When you're looking for information, you need the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, no sugarcoating crap, So, and he doesn't do that. So jump on over to his channel, check him out, eBus Central. eBus Central. And another fellow I watch for information, DT Derek, DistroTube. Check him out, DistroTube. Okay, give him some love. Also another guy, Chris Titus Tech, Chris Tech Tips, or no, Linus Tech Tips. I watch quite a few people about Linux. Chris, if you're still into that Windows era, hopefully not. Hopefully you've made the decision for freedom versus force stuff. But check him out too. He'll teach you some Windows stuff. He got some really nice scripts that you could use to debloat your Windows. Alright, it's already done installing. See, it didn't take that long at all. I mean, just think about Windows, how long it would still be running. Alright, we're going to boot. Well, that stinks. Alright, we're going to wait a second here. Boot selected OS. I should have hit I'm going to reboot here. Hit F12, and we're going to boot into the hard disk. Linux. Okay, put my strong and complicated password in. Let's see if it finds my resolution. It doesn't from startup. Welcome to Garuda Linux. Would you like to start the setup assistant to finish your installation? Why not? We're going to do that, but first we're going to go to settings and change the desktop so it's full screen so you can see everything I'm doing. Okay, we're going to save that. There we go. Much nicer. Far much nicer. Okay. Now where's my exit? I lose. Wow. Are you kidding me? What am I missing here, folks? No, cancel. Oh, it looks like it's hidden. What is that? It's like there's no opacity here. You can't click behind here. Shucky darns. Let's hit Alt F4. Alright. Let's see. Control F again here. That's Yeah, here we go. Now we're actually at full screen. And let's hit this assistant. See what it gets. I don't like the icons here. You know what? I can't stand it, guys. I don't put icons on my desktop. It's a clutter. Just the resource when it clicks. Let's see. Probably just right click. Customize. Yep. Alright. Desktop settings. Get rid of those. They're gone. They're gone. And just in case I ever want to add one, we'll put it closer to the edge here. That's about right. Okay. Let's click on this. Let's see what it has. Update the system required if you want to continue. Sure. Now it's going to update. Isn't that nice? This might take a while. I'm going to... Is there any waters in the bottle barn? You don't have to get it for me. I was just wondering if there was any.
There's
A couple left. I'm going to grab me one. I don't think there's any coffee on right now, is there? Sorry folks, I am back. You didn't miss much, right? Darn it, I'm hoping I come back and it was completely installed or updated. While we're here, I want to show you the best background. I can't, can I? Nope. I might show you my background pic. I absolutely love it. But anyway. Let's see if we can drag and drop a folder already. I always like to type everything I do out. Well, let's see. See what happens if I drop this right here. Nothing. So right now we cannot drag and drop. Maximize this here so you can actually see, and the font's really not that good, is it? What is, oh, it's using alacrity. I do not like, a lot of people rave about alacrity. I don't understand why. Where's the place where I could check, where I could, is it control? Nope. Continue. Yes, we want to continue. There's a command. I can't think of it now. I'm well, you can't really see. I mean, it's the font. I really want to change the font. I wish I hadn't. Wish it wasn't using alacrity so I could change the font. Apologies for you guys. You're not gonna be able to see everything because the font is just so small. I can't really restart this. It looks like it's updating to the 5.19 kernel. It's using the Zen kernel. Fired Dragon. I think that's their web browser. Mesa drivers, all kinds of stuff. I haven't really seen any bloatware yet. Well, Fire Dragon might be. And well, it's not really bloat. It's two things. It's probably pretty necessary for any distribution is a terminal and a browser. With those two things, you can do anything you want with Linux. As far as designing and customizing and stuff, you don't really need much other stuff. Because if you're new to Linux anyway, you're going to be using someone else's ideas and stuff, so all you have to do is go to the internet, search with DuckDuckGo, not Google. I de-Google everything. I use DuckDuckGo. I use the Brave browser, and I use the DuckDuckGo search engine and the DuckDuckGo extension for that added security. So we're at 86 packages. It was doing 87 packages. I don't know if you could see that because of the font. I can't figure out how to. I know there's a way to do it, because I mean it wouldn't be so. Well, I mean, so much used if you couldn't change this. I mean, who would want? I couldn't imagine. It might be Control Plus. I remember the command, Control Plus. Alright, well now you can see 87 packages. Have any luck over there, Byron?
Yep.
On a mission?
Yep.
Okay. Enter to continue. We will do that. Awesome. So, do you need printer, scanner, and sample support? Sure. We'll close it. We'll choose that. Do you want to install additional Geruda wallpapers? Do we want to do that? We will. We don't got to, but I think it's probably the biggest part of the file. I don't know. One of the big files. A lot of wallpapers. Do you need put the same software? No, we don't need to do that. Input. Let's see. No, we don't need any of those. Software centers. I like PayMac. So we're going to put that. Yeah, we're going to do the app image. Alright. Alright, that's good. Kernels, don't need any extra kernels. Office, we're going to do Libra. 2 Libras. Oh, it's offering 2 Libras Office packages. This is more stable, so we're going to go to that. Okay, browsers. Let's see, Brave. I always do Brave. But I tell you what, people are going to hate me on this, and that's fine. But I'm not going to do this Brave, because I have found that the Brave Snap, it might be a larger file, but I've never had it falter. And I've had AUR or a flat pack and stuff like that fell on me before with my browser. But you know what? For today's video, let's try this. Maybe I'll have a new experience, okay? Alright. And by the way, If you use web apps, it's a nice feature that's in they've included in some of these Linux distros. What that does, it lets you run a website as a application on your computer, and Brave does not work with that. So if you're into that web app stuff, I'm not personally. So you're gonna have to go with just Firefox or another one. So just telling you that up front. If you want to use web apps, don't take my recommendation for Brave. But really, with Brave, I mean, there's no reason to have like a Gmail application on your desktop. Just go. It's going to block everything. Okay, so you should be good to go. I do use Thunderbird, so we're going to put that on here. I just like the look of Thunderbird. There might be something better. I'm not sure. I will put Discord on here. I just want to tick a couple of things, so you know, for you got an idea of how much faster and how much better this is than Windows. What I like about Linux the most is that it's not Windows. I don't go out of my way. I do like using OBS, and they recommend the Flatpak. So let's see. I don't know which one this is, so I'm going to leave that off. And we're going to do that on a Flatpak. Graphics, I do Geruda. A lot of people use GIMP. I do like GIMP. It's okay, but I'm a Geruda guy. Okay, multimedia. I don't use any of these. Some people do. If you like to burn things, use this. Okay, development. I like coding and C++ programs, so we'll add that. See if I can use that later. Virtualization. VirtualBox, I'm using that right now. Alright. Others. Alright. I think we're good. Let's hit done here. I'm gonna ask for my password again. Do one. Hit enter for yes. When I asked you that why, and if you just enter it will do it. It will do the yes for you. Yeah, I shouldn't have done the wallpapers. I knew that was going to be a lengthy one. It's barely moving. 0%. But last night I wasn't even close to this doing this yet, so it's certainly a better experience for me. Well, that's doing that. I don't like this high contrast stuff. So let's check some appearance and stuff out here. Settings, system settings, themes. I'm going to choose. See if it's got. Yep, I like this. I'm going to do the dark. Let's do those cinnamon. I'm a cinnamon guy. Resize my panel. about 40, and I'll make that the icon's the exact size. I'll do that for the same thing for the middle here. To the right, let's crank this up to 20. I don't like it to be the same size. Yeah, 22. There we go. Well, I like that better, but you do it to your liking when you're doing this. Yeah, these are the icons I'm used to. I'm a cinnamon guy. It's here. Let's see if I can drag and drop yet. Nope. Let's go to devices here. Remove from hard disk. Force unmount. And let's add the guest edition. That should enable the drag and drop, of course. Let's go back to the maximize this so you can see. It's not quite done yet, so I'll come back to that. Let's see if I can drag and drop now. Not yet, but I think after a reboot it would work. Let's see, where are the wallpapers? Right here. And we're wallpapers barely doing anything here. Press up and start to tag along. I think once these are done, it'll probably be a little bit quicker. Wallpapers. It's actually at 7%. Plus, I'm quite certain when you're installing this on a actual machine, I'd say it's probably going to go a little bit quicker too. You know, because you're gonna have full memory. Like my 32 gigs of memory, I'm only using 8 gigs, so I've only utilized, I've only assigned it 8 gigs. So and just 2 CPUs, so nobody runs dual cores anymore. But that's another thing I like about Linux versus Windows is, like, let's say for instance I go out and buy a piece of hardware, a printer or whatever, I hook it up to Linux, I mean I don't have to buy programs because it's free. Linux is open source, it's free, you don't have to pay for it. But let's say I bought a $400 Office pack, like, you know, you had to buy Microsoft Office or, you know, Windows, whatever. There's going to be a period of time when that won't work anymore. It's not going to support the old hardware. But anything you install on Linux, I've never come across anything that I've put on Linux that didn't continue working. Even jumping from distro to distro, everything that I like to use, all my hardware works on every single one of them. Okay, they're not going to do an update And your what's one example? What's the mail program? Outlook, yeah, Outlook Express or Outlook or whatever in Microsoft Office. That broke in Windows, I think, later on in the Service Pack 2 or 3, that started breaking in Windows. So you could pretty much imagine that it's not going to work in Windows 11. But anyway, everything works in Linux, okay? You got a mail program you like, it's going to work. You're not going to come down, after they update, let's say they update my system tomorrow, all my stuff is going to work tomorrow, okay? So just, I think it's where it sets, it's the difference is night and day between Linux and Windows. It really is. I mean, like a Photoshop program. What is Photoshop? Adobe Photoshop. What does all that cost? It's a pretty high dollar, probably, I'd say. And you can use GIMP. Why not just use GIMP? The alternative to Photoshop, I think. Or I use Krita. I don't know why I like Krita. To me, it's easier for me. Because I don't do a lot of photo editing or video editing or anything like that anyhow, so I don't need the more technical version of a program like that. I do like coding and C++. Of course, I haven't done that in a while. There's no reason. I can't think of a reason. All the work I do a lot of Excel work, which is LibreOffice now, not Excel. I make Excel programs, using VLOOKUP, and data sheets. Pull off a data sheet. I do sheets for work for bus driving, and I always make it fully interactive, so I type in, like, for instance, let's say I've got 20 stops. If I put number 5 into a certain slot, it would automatically, in front of me, would appear the 5th stop, the person, the student, their address would be in front of me. So if I was to get a phone call, I could say, oh, well, they're I could tell them quickly, what's going on with them. So anyway, just love Linux. And it's free. LibreOffice is free. Anytime you get a chance. I mean, if I can't do that right now because as a bus driver, we don't get paid during the summer, so I cannot possibly support any of this stuff. So, but once I can, I certainly will. All right. Do you want to remove the step assistant? Yes. I think we just used it. That's totally fine. Apply. It's gone. All right. Garuda Assistant. Now what's this going to do? System update, we already did. Clear caches. And let's see what Garuda Gamer is. Oh wow, isn't that neat? Games, emulators. I am going to see if they got quadruped. It's like a Tetris. I always install that. We're going to hit apply. I'm not going to install anything. It's a BM. I mean, I'm not going to install everything that I would do. Alright. Exit out of that. Go to the settings manager. Kernel, keyboard settings, user, time and date. It's always, that's like I like it. It's the 24-hour, or not the 24-hour format, AM and PM, and I like for it to say the show the date and the day. Software. Now let me see if I could drag and drop. No, I cannot. So before we do any more of this, we're going to show a startup. If I can close this out. Let's restart, reboot. Lost my mouse. See, look, I'm going to go towards the thing. Cannot see my mouse. And there it comes from the other end. Same thing up front. So hopefully when this loads up, it works. Let's see if it saves my... Yes, it did. All right. Now let's see if we can drag and drop. Yes, we can. So the guest edition thing works. So let's see. I'll put this over here for now. Let's see what I would not want on Geruda. Fire Dragon. Fire Dragon, so let's click on here. Alright, let's click down at the bottom here. Create. Things that I would remove. So sudo pacman minus R, our dash, it's going to be, we'll call it the dash, capital R, and we're going to put Fire Dragon. What else? Lug. Web apps. Okay. Let's see. Check this out here. Fire Dragon. Alright, that's spelled right. But what are other dependencies with Fire Dragon? Okay. K Fire Dragon Helper. K Fire Dragon Helper. I don't have to do any of this. You could do all this right from here. I just copy all this stuff down, so next time all I got to do is copy and paste this. It'll get rid of them all at the same time. Or I mean, you could wait. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's save this. Let's wait. Oh, what did I just do? File, save. Okay, it's saved. I'm gonna close this out. We'll do this. I'll do this on my own time. So let's maximize this out. So I can kill this. I can kill this. Let's go here. What else? Lollipop. Celluloid. Lollipop. Get rid of that. Celluloid. Get rid of that. MPV media player. MPV media player. Okay. Let's see what else. Internet. DELUG. Did I already do that one? Nope. Let's see. Web apps. See what else. Modem Manager GUI. They really didn't have a lot of bloat. Some of those are nice programs. But now all I have to do is hit apply. Could not safely remove. Which one? Wish it would show up which one was not working. Electron 18. So let's see. Close this. Electron. So we're going to keep that. All right, apply. That should have done it. All those programs should have went by. They did. They're gone. They're history. Let's see if we still got internet. Well, I just got rid of, I got Brave. I put a Brave on here, didn't I? Says the default. Let's skip the tour. I always put the settings here. Open a new page. Okay, right, appearance. And now let's go down to search engine. Change this from Brave is better than Google. I don't do the Google. Go to the extensions here. The media router, Wildmine, in case you want to watch like Netflix and stuff like that. Okay, and then do the extension. I always use DuckDuckGo. If there's anything better, let me know. But I don't like being tracked. So. Go. Privacy protection for your browser. I like protection for my browser. Add to Brave, add extension. There we have it. Alright, so it installed everything just fine. That's our look at it. Let's see what resources it does. Well, this is NeoFetch. We're running the 5.19.1 Zen kernel. The latest Cinnamon's 5.49, I believe. It's the GNOME terminal. It's not bad. It don't look too bad. Let's see if it's got Stacer out of the box. I noticed that although this is Arch, they don't use the update that Pac-Man usually uses, which is usually Pac-Man or wow, it's gonna I just hunt for it and then it's found it and it's wanting to install it. Select a package to install. Let's do Stacer. I'm curious as to how much memory and all that kind of garbage that we're utilizing. Just the Acer. Alright. Hardly none of the CPU, less than 7%. 1 gig of memory of the 8 gigs I allocated. And it's only using almost 12 gigs of the 50 gigs I allocated for the disk. So it's probably good that I, instead of using just the 8, I used the I cranked it up to 50, although it doesn't use hardly any of the 50. Stacer is awesome. Services, you can kill services, add services, startup, you can do startup apps. So, I mean, it's just an amazing program. So, amazing program. I like NeoFetch. They do NeoFetch right out of the box. Why is I really don't understand this. NeoFetch is already installed. It really is. So I'm going to close this terminal. I'm going to show you. Control-Alt-T. NeoFetch is installed. Unless that's not NeoFetch, it's something similar. We're going to find out. So let's go to the files here. Let's maximize this. Let's show hidden files. Let's open up bash RC. I don't like double click. I got to change that. Behavior, single click. Alright, get out of there. Let's open up bash RC. It should show NeoFetch at the bottom. I'm completely blown away. It does not show NeoFetch. Is it alias? Maybe all that is. Let's see what it does. NeoFetch. We're going to save this. Close out of that. Close out of this. Now we're going to hit the Control-Alt-T, and it's going to probably have a fault of NeoFetch. It's not going to find NeoFetch. And it didn't, but... Okay, so let's do sudo pacman dash capital S NeoFetch. Now, NeoFetch. See what it looks like. Alright, I like the eagle looking thing. Much better than what they had, right? So now, when we do Control-Alt-T, I'll show that bird every time. And I lied. I just lied. Oh, it should. I don't know why that's... They've done something. Geruda has done something to... Let's see, Gnome Terminator. I don't know why that did not work. Let's open that up again. What am I missing, folks? You guys feel like breaking something? I am copying my bash RC from Storm OS over to Garuda, and let's see what happens. Control A, Control A, Control V. Now let's see what I can break here in this VM today. Now let's do a reboot. See if it broke. So now let's hit Control Alt T. Still, I don't get. I have to check into that. That's what I like. I like the Neo fetch. Anyway, that's Geruda, guys. Let's see what else. Is there anything cool they got in their Geruda stuff? Let's check it out. System cleaner. Ah, use a stacer. They had stacer. It's called system cleaner. Geruda system. What was that? I'm not gonna do any of that. Sorry. Clear caches. Exit. Clear cache. It's pretty neat. Refresh key rings. Love it. I like it. I do. I don't like this to show up. I want to go to that if I want to. There we go. That's our look. Geruda runs pretty good. Don't take a lot of system resources. It's pretty quick to install. And there we have it. So let's see. I gotta change. I gotta show you my favorite background. I just got to. It's killing me if I don't do it. This is the best wallpaper you could ever have on a computer. I have it on mine. I do. So let's go to pictures. I'm going to drag this into pictures. Okay, and we're going to make that my wallpaper. You're going to love it. Okay. Images. Let's go. Pictures. I'm going to make it stretched. I have a span over my screen. It's on both my monitors. You know, the head's over here and that's over here. I just had to show you guys that. Let you get the full gist of it here. I'm going to get my big mug out of the way here so you can see. Right. Now tell me, leave a comment below. Tell me that is not the best background you could ever have. Well, I'm going to end this video. God bless you guys. Have a good week coming up. And we'll catch you on the next video.